President-elect Donald Trump's message to his pick for top health advisor was simple. Go wild, he said, at a rally just before the election.
I'm going to let him go wild on health. I'm going to let him go wild on the food. I'm going to let him go wild on medicines.
Kennedy's room to go wild at the Department of Health and Human Services includes the nation's public health agencies and its medical research, along with government-funded health insurance for more than 140 million people.
Don't we deserve a president of the United States that's going to make America healthy again?
Kennedy is an environmental lawyer. His uncle was former President John F. Kennedy, and his father was former Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy. He ran for president this year as an independent candidate, quitting a Democratic Party that he said his father and uncle would not recognize, in part because of what he says are the party's ties to large pharmaceutical companies.
It has become the party of censorship. It's become the party of big pharma.
During the coronavirus pandemic, Kennedy backed false claims that included links between vaccines and autism, and the existence of a U.S. government conspiracy to use COVID vaccines to experiment on Black and Hispanic Americans. Kennedy says he is not against all vaccines, but he does not want them to be mandatory.
Anybody who wants to take a vaccine, I'm not going to get in their way. If you want a vaccine, or if you want to vaccinate your children, those vaccines will be available.
The World Health Organization calls vaccines a global success story that have saved millions of lives, a stance the UN body repeated shortly after Trump announced his intention to nominate Kennedy to the top health post.
Vaccines are the reason so many more of us have survived to adulthood than we ever did before. They are so effective that they're almost a victim of their success.
Kennedy's vaccine skepticism could affect whether insurance companies continue to cover them, says former Biden administration coronavirus response coordinator Dr. Ashish Jha.
RFK Jr. has demonstrated, I think, over decades that he doesn't understand the basics of scientific thinking and of rigorous analysis. He says things that are just flatly wrong, and he peddles in conspiracy theories.
Public health advocates have expressed concerns about Kennedy's views that HIV does not cause AIDS and that fluoride should be removed from U.S. drinking water. House Republican leader Mike Johnson says Trump and his cabinet have a mandate to shake things up.
The status quo is not working for the American people. And so these are persons who will go in and bring real reform, a significant reform to the agencies that they lead.
If confirmed, Kennedy would head an agency of more than 80,000 employees across the United States and around the world, with a budget of $1.7 trillion. Anita Powell, VOA News, Washington.